Hello everybody and welcome to the ToniSport Newsfeed. After quite some time I'm back with another video for you guys. The last couple of months have been very interesting for me, starting a new full-time job at ToniSport, and so far everything is really cool, and now I'm trying to bring you some more video content in the future. And today I decided to take kind of a last-minute clip before I'm heading to the ETS race in Andernach, Germany, which will start on Thursday this week. So you see my race car here on the table, and as some of you guys might know, I raced modified in the last couple of years for most of the time, and this time at the ETS you will see me racing 17.5 stock in the 40 plus Masters category. It's a class for people with the age from 40 plus. I talked to some teammates, and they got me into it because since the last season I'm writing the race reports for the ETS website, and since then I haven't raced modified at the ETS anymore because that doesn't work together. I'm writing all the race reports, and racing modified for me was no option. But my friends, they talked to me a lot of times and said, hey, come on, you can race 17.5, we will care about your car, you only have to drive. And for the upcoming race they got me in the bag, and I will race my first ever 17.5 stock class race. I just prepared my race car for this racing class, and today I just want to talk to you a little bit about the things I have changed and what I have in my mind when I think about stock racing. And after the race I will be back with you with another video clip to tell you how the race turned out for me finally, and which experiences I made in this racing class. And I would say we can take a closer look at my car now, and I will try to explain everything I have done to prepare it as good as possible for the upcoming race. Okay, here we have my Mugen Seiki MTC2 touring car on the table, which is already prepared for ETS round number 3 in Andernach, Germany at Arena 33. I just will talk a little bit about some things I did to prepare the car for the race. About the setup we will talk after the race in another video. First of all, I want to talk about the motor and the speed controller, which are at the ETS from Orca. And you will get the motor, handout motor, directly at the event. So this motor have to get pulled out of the car, and the handout motor needs to be installed in the car. And therefore I can tell you in the first step that it's important when you're running in the stock classes with heavy batteries that almost everybody is shimming the motor 2 millimeters out in this direction. So the motor itself is not screwed directly onto the motor mount. There are shims in between the motor and the motor mount to get the motor and the weight of the motor a little bit more to the left, and this will help you to balance the car from left to right, and you don't need so many weights here on the left side in the car because of the heavy battery on the right side. Another weight which is included or installed here in my car is a tungsten plate directly under the speed controller. The Orca Speedo is super small and very, very light, and the tungsten weight plate helps you as well to balance the left and right of the car. Last but not least, concerning the speedo and motor, you have to check that you have the correct software on the speed control with the Orca program box. The ETS has some special softwares with the RPM limiters. These limiters, they help to equal the speed on the straightaways, and this is working really, really good so far. And you have to check that you have the correct software for the 17.5 or the 13.5 class for ETS racing. So super important, weight under the receiver, motor is shimmed out, and the correct software is on the speed controller. Now we talk a little bit about the battery. Just turn the car around. The battery, which you see here in the car, is an 8100 from LRP, and it's a very big and heavy battery, especially when you compare it with the batteries I'm normally using in modified. This battery here is way more heavy, way more high, so everything has to be changed. You have to adjust the battery mount, and the most important thing is that your car still needs to be balanced from left to right with this heavy battery. And as I told you before, you need some weights here on the left side, and you have to shim out your motor. You maybe will not get it to perfectly 50-50, but even if the balance is 10, 15 or 20 gram off from left to right, it's not a big deal, because the advantage you will have with the power from the bigger battery over the runtime is way more noticeable than maybe these super small off balance left to right weight bias of your car. So that's the reason why most guys are running the bigger batteries outdoors in the stock classes, because these batteries, they provide you more punch and more constant power during the complete runtime of your race. That's the reason why I'm counting here on the 8100 battery. What did I to prepare the car? I prepared some sets of practice tires for the race. I checked that the gluing is good, and I checked also that everything on the tire is fine, and I marked the tires already. This will save some time at the event. And then just let me talk about the car itself. I made sure that all the ball bearings are in super good conditions. I just cleaned them again. I oiled them with 1 drop of bearing oil from MR33. And then I also used these low friction drive belts here in my car. These belts are easy to identify because they are white, and they have low friction, less resistance than a lot of other belts on the market. And with these belts you can feel that you can adjust the belts to the same tension as your standard belts, but the drivetrain will feel a little bit more free, and this is also a small benefit for stock racing. And then I checked all the bearings, made sure that the drivetrain is free and working perfectly. I rebuilt my shocks with some fresh oil and the differential as well, and I took the complete car apart and cleaned everything and made sure that every suspension part is working perfectly. But this is kind of a pretty standard procedure before every race, so nothing special for the stock racing. But the combo and the battery and the weight balance is something you have to check before you race stock classes. So now, last but not least, we will talk about body shells. In the past, when I raced modified a lot, I mostly used the Twister body shell here from Extreme Aerodynamics. It worked pretty fine on almost every track and was the body of my choice most of the time. And it is also allowed at the ETS in the stock classes. In the Masters class you have to run this body in a 0.7mm version, so the heavy version of the body shell. And I will bring one to the ETS for sure, but I think that I will follow the trend for this stock class, which you can easily see when you check the equipment charts. Almost everybody is running the Wolverine body shell from Zoo Racing, also in the 0.7mm version for the 17.5 class. And I just prepared one of these body shells for my car, and I think that this will be the body shell I will use during the race. But after the race, in the next video, I will tell you what body shell was on my car finally when it came down to qualifying and racing. So this is the last thing you have to think about, which body shell is maybe the best for the stock class you will race. Okay guys, that was our video for today about 17.5 stock racing. I hope you enjoyed the content, and if you like to see more content like that about touring car stock racing, just comment below the video. Would be really interesting to get a little bit more into detail for me as well in the future with the stock classes, as they are the biggest classes in the market for 1/10 scale electric touring cars. And I will try to give you a little bit more updates about my experiences. And for the upcoming race weekend, you can follow all the action on the ETS website, ets.racing. That's the official ETS website, which contains all the video clips, the pictures, the race reports, and everything you need to know to be updated. There you also can follow my race if you like, and then you can see if I do well or not in the 17.5 stock class. And very important for me, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel until now, just do it. Make sure that the bell is on. You will never miss a ToniSport Newsfeed video in the future. And until then, I hope you liked the video, and always keep in mind, race with ToniSport. You will never race alone, and we see us in one of our next videos. Goodbye.